don't mind the fact that I'm pacing back and forth. I'm a very anxious person. This helps me a lot. But hi, I don't know if this video will ever see the light of day. But hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel, I guess. I feel that I stopped posting to my YouTube channel as regularly without much warning, and I feel that I never truly was able to find the right time or the right words to be able to explain it to my audience, and so I figured I'd at least give it a shot to explain it now and hope that it doesn't come out incoherent. So I was actively posting YouTube videos to my channel the most regularly from end of 2017 to mid 2019. So it's been a few years since I've posted regularly, so no one probably fucking cares I'm making this. But anyways, I remember my first video was my first time like speaking to a camera about K-pop, and at the time I didn't have that many friends to talk to about K-pop, and so being able to have that outlet and be able to talk to people that just understood all the things that I was like fangirling about and was excited about, like it felt really nice to be welcomed into a community like that. And it was a great outlet, like a great creative outlet for me for a long time. I loved the idea of like getting ready for a video and figuring out the camera settings and setting it down on a tripod and just plopping down and filming a sit-down video and acting like you're talking to an audience even though it's just a camera. Like I thought that shit was really cool, and like learning how to edit like a YouTuber was like really fun too. And so when I posted my first video, I genuinely didn't really think anyone was gonna see it. Like I genuinely thought it was maybe gonna get 300 views and that was it. Such an asshole, like honestly, like talking about views, but it's just like it's part of the story. But my first video ended up like getting 100K views, and that's a lot to take in for someone that's never had that kind of like attention before. I remember it was around like Christmas time of like 2017, and just seeing the numbers go up and up and up was like very like almost like intoxicating. Like it was addicting to watch, and that was the most pair of eyes I've ever seen like on something that I have made. And it was just so fucking cool to me. And the weird thing was most of the comments were like, I made this like 10-minute video, like the comments, I've never had so many people on the internet. I feel like people on the internet are a little weird in such that they kind of hyper focus on a person's looks, more so than what people normally do in like real life. I don't know why that is. But yeah, that was the most I've ever heard. That was the most I've ever had people have something to say about the way that I look. And, you know, I'm very like graciously thankful that, you know, for a while it was very positive and it was just very flattering, you know, and I was like, wow, this is the type of stuff that like YouTubers have to sift through like every day. Like that's fucking awesome. Just all of these nice things that people have to say about you. Yeah, the very first K-pop video that I made, the very first YouTube video that I uploaded to my K-pop channel was kind of my first time, I guess, getting the true YouTube experience, I guess, like truly having people watch your video and comment on things that you said in your video and shit like that, and watching the likes go up and the views go up and shit. So I started to like get addicted to making YouTube videos just because it's like a dream come true, you know, for people to be watching, and you don't want to fall behind on the algorithm and shit. So I felt like I needed to keep up. But then I was learning over time that these sit-down videos were really hard for me to film. It's not something that comes to me like naturally, you know? I've watched people whip out a camera and then they can just talk for like minutes or like hours and hours on end, without any like problems or like missing or like losing their train of thought and shit like that. And I'm just not the type of person. Like, I would have talking points, and you can see me in my videos like going back and forth, like glancing at my talking points, just because like it was so fucking hard for me to remember my train of thought. And also I was a perfectionist, and so like I was worried that if I didn't get to this talking point, like I would have to scrap the entire take and shit like that. And it was just very stressful, weirdly stressful for me. And like with the niche that I had gotten into, which was like detailed story times, I felt like that was something I had to do. I would be like in the middle of my line, and during the takes, and I still have this in like my raw footage, I don't know if I could ever like pull it up or like find it again, but like I would be in the middle of like, so when we got into the Ellen studio, and then I'd stop and be like, and just like start talking to myself like, come on, Jazz, like I would start to have like a fucking breakdown in the middle of a take. It just doesn't come naturally to me, I've realized, like being in front of a camera. And so I felt like I was just forcing myself to be something like outside of my skill set. When I was doing YouTube regularly, I had roommates, and these roommates still fucking remember when I would be filming like a YouTube video in the dining room area of our apartment, and they could just hear me from their bedrooms like, come on, Jazz, you can do it, Jazmin, just trying to motivate myself to just get through filming. It was anxiety inducing, oh my god. There was also just the prep that goes into just being a one-man show, filming a YouTube video, you know, like lighting, camera, like I had to do my own hair and makeup, or I felt like I needed to get all done up, just because over time I started to notice comments about like my makeup being like weird or like not blended or some shit. So I started to really make like an effort of like making sure I was beating my face like really good. Because I was so bad at talking to a camera, editing my own footage was just insufferable. Like, oh, I'd have so many bad takes that I would just have to sit through while editing, and I was not a good YouTuber. I feel like with YouTube, you either have to be vain enough or at least secure enough in yourself to be able to put yourself out there confidently, or like fake confidence when you put yourself out there. And I just couldn't fit into that mold. Not to say that, I mean, some YouTubers are a little vain, but like for the most part, like I feel like a lot of YouTubers just know how to fake confidence really well. I'm not one of those people. When I am not confident, oh, it shows real bad. So there was one story time that I posted, and that was the one that ended up being my most viewed video. It ended up, at least in my opinion, like for my, from what I'm normally used to, it kind of got way more views than what my other stuff usually gets, and it was a lot. I feel like when YouTube starts recommending your video to people outside of your bubble, that's kind of when your video is exposed to people that will probably leave a hate comment. And that video was my first real time, like, people really coming after me. I'm sorry, I gotta say it, the K-pop community just gotta work on some shit with, like, how we all talk to each other. Because when people are frustrated with, like, other people talking about their fucking oppa or oni or whatever the fuck, they start coming after their character. They start coming after their looks. Like, people were calling me, like, a liar and, like, ugly, and, like, it was a lot. Like, people call me fat. Like, it's just, I think at that point, like, I really did. I tried to fit whatever mold people wanted me to be in. But over time, my arm's getting tired. But over time, like, I just kind of got exhausted keeping up with shit. I got exhausted getting ready for 2 hours for a video because I was scared someone was going to say something about something on my face. I got scared of tripping over my words constantly, I got scared of tripping over my words constantly, worried that someone was going to take my words in the comments and use it as, like, part of a straw man argument about, like, who I am as a person, my character, and shit like that. And just, like, I was very offended by some of the things that, and I don't think it's bad to admit that you're a sensitive person. I'm a sensitive person. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with admitting, hey, this hurt my feelings. Like, why do I gotta act strong? Like, why is it wrong for me to walk away? I feel like a lot of YouTubers, content creators, influencers, or whatever, they feel too scared to walk away. Why? Like, I know that currently, where I am in life now, I've learned that there's so many other avenues that you can take outside of YouTube to be creative, to get positive reinforcement from your peers. Like, I don't know why people feel like they need to be with YouTube forever. It's like, I know it's a dream for a lot of people, but I feel like we almost don't warn YouTubers, like aspiring YouTubers, enough of, like, how much of a mental toll it is. And people just kind of pursue this dream, like this excitement of being like an influencer, because it's so great to see those numbers and stuff, but it really does come at the cost of your mental health. It really is. It was so weird trying to accommodate people, and I wasn't looking the way I normally do. I wasn't talking the way that I normally would in real life. And looking back at my old videos, I'll, like, watch it and I'll be like, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't know who this motherfucker is. Like, why is she talking like that? Why is she, like, positioning herself to be all cutesy like that? Like, it's so weird to see this, like, person that's just trying to keep everyone happy and making adjustments to herself to be this, like, trendy YouTuber that, like, I was like a fucking 24-year-old and I was, like, trying to do, like, kawaii desu shit. I feel like it was just, like, so weird. I don't know why I personally do this, but I feel like maybe other YouTubers that made videos for younger audiences can maybe relate. I was, like, weirdly, like, infantilizing myself. Like, I was trying to act weirdly younger than what I was, and I don't know if it was just something that I naturally ended up doing, knowing that there was, like, a younger audience watching me. I just found myself filtering a lot of things that I would normally say. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know. You guys get you guys kind of know what I'm getting at, right? I'm 27 years old and I shouldn't be talking as if I'm like, I don't know if it's because the K-pop community infantilizes like adult idols. And so I weirdly thought I needed to infantilize myself in the same way. Who fucking knows? I know that other K-pop YouTubers don't really do that, but like, I don't know why I felt the need to. I would say shit like, oh, I'm so small, like I'm a baby and shit. Like, why? Why? You're fucking, you're in your mid to late 20s. I could just have a do-over and just restructure all of like my old sit-down videos. I would have just told the story and just be true to myself. And I think the problem at the time was I didn't know who the fuck I was. And there will still be moments at 27 where I don't know who the fuck I am, but at least I'm hoping that shows a little bit more that I somewhat know. This is not coming off confident at all. But I'm hoping that I'm coming across as more of like who I am as a person. Not that you don't know how I am in real life, but like how YouTube and how social media is like designed to be in general. It's the whole thing is based on like constant positive reinforcement, and that's how you stay addicted to what you're doing. And you know, I thought for the most part I am a well-received YouTuber. I should be thankful. I should receive these things with grace and stuff like that. But what I wasn't realizing was that, see, how do I explain this? I'm a dog mom. I am a mother to one dog over here, Dumpling, and I've learned a lot from this guy, and this will make sense, I promise. And I've learned that dogs are very receptive towards positive reinforcement, much like humans. I do not fucking know anything about human psychology or like dog psychology or whatever the fuck. I'm just talking about personal experience. But my dog is very receptive to positive reinforcement, and constant positive reinforcement, if they're accustomed to that, if they're withheld any positive reinforcement, that's still negative reinforcement, you know? Is that making any sense? So even when I wasn't receiving the really harsh negative comments, even so much as less positive reinforcement, I started to question myself and think like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? You know, and what the fuck does it matter? What the fuck does it matter if I don't get views on it? In the grand scheme of things, looking back at this when we're all older, like none of this shit matters. None of this matters. Probably YouTubers with millions and billions of views under their belt, and I guarantee you some of them would probably say that that is not the key to happiness. There are other avenues in life you can take to achieve happiness. That probably all goes without saying, but I feel like I had to actually go through the experience in order to really internalize that lesson and really truly apply it to my life. Because anyone and everyone will tell you that material things or whatever the fuck, like all these shallow things in life are not going to matter until you find like, you know, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I think a lot of people start in YouTube very excited to create and get, you know, eyes on their work and stuff like that. And it's very exhilarating to them, especially when their videos start to get attention, because that's the nature of how the website is designed. There's so many fucking avenues out there where you can be able to create. You know, currently at my full-time job, I'm producing videos, and it's very fucking awesome to be able to actually collaborate with people. And I feel that that fits me a lot more rather than like sitting down, just like hunkering down like by myself. And so, like, YouTube just kind of happened to be a job that was not a fit for me. And I feel that for any form of social media, whether it be YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, like, I think having boundaries with your social media is so important. Like, if I ever want to post to my YouTube ever again, like, I'm not going to limit myself there. But, like, to feel like I need to post, like, why? Why do people feel the need to, like, they have to post to Instagram? Like, why? Just do something offline. Like, I'm sorry if I'm coming across as an old person here, but it really has helped my mental health. Just to be, like, mindful of my usage of social media in general. I don't know if this is a topic for, like, another time or whatever, but, like, even with my Instagram currently, I really try to make it a point to not post as many things that doesn't really truly feel like me, you know? I really hate how in social media I used to feel, like, very weirdly, like, pressured by society to, like, talk a certain way, pose a certain way, filter my photos a certain way, do my makeup a certain way when I would post to Instagram. Like, fuck it, just live your life. Who fucking cares? I feel like the more I talk, the more incoherent I will come across, so I'm going to stop it here. But I'm hoping that if I do end up putting this video together, I'm hoping that this video helped, I don't know, I guess address some things with, like, anyone that may have been remotely curious as to why I was gone. Nobody's gonna watch this, but, like, just in case, I'm gonna drop this video here for everyone's viewing pleasure. I don't know the next time that I'll be talking in front of a camera, who knows? But thank you so much for watching.